We have paper. What you doing?
I'm gonna fix the setup.
Meaning you're gonna paint.
Yes, we took the signs off the wall, and that left a bunch of screw holes and a bunch of paint holes because it turns out the paint wasn't exactly dry when we put the signs on. Fortunately, because we are the geek group and we never throw shit away, we still have the paint, which is Line Punch.
It actually has a name. I've been calling it not quite actual chroma key green.
Right. It's... How do I say this? I don't know how to read a paint label, but 4 ounces of white, 16 ounces of organic yellow, and 4 ounces of phthalo green.
Okay. I will trust whatever that tells me, because I do not know better.
When I opened it, I said to myself, Steven, this is the same color as the set. Yep.
I thought a mass of it had just dried.
Oh,
the
no,
top for
I
a
need to
second.
mix it, and I couldn't find a paint stirrer, so I stole this from the print shop. I guess I could get, like, the little drill one.
Nah, you'll be fine. You're basically just spot painting anyway.
That's extremely separated.
You'll be here for a bit.
Yeah. You should tell everyone why we're modifying the set.
But then they can't sit here and be mesmerized by the slow green it's turning.
I'm gonna slotch paint all over the camera.
Oh, because this
It'll
camera
be
has
such
that
a
many
loss.
days left. But basically, we realized the set looked okay for what it was, but a lot of our videos looked samey, and there are certain things like the dinosaur videos where Steve has this really awesome backdrop that he's made a couple times because there was water damage once to one of them. And he'd hang it up, but the shots are just wide enough that like stuff like the signs show up in spite of there being a background, and you can't make it any wider than it was because that's as wide as the felt got. And it just didn't look right, so we're kind of changing it around so the set is a bit more versatile and we can actually do multiple different backdrops, or I guess if we really want to try and chroma key a background in, we can. But it started with getting rid of the signs, which were sort of a holdover from the Kazoo days, where it kind of made sense to just decorate the set that way, because that's what they had at the time. But we're trying something new. We're not getting rid of the signs. We have to redo it because the interns that did it last month didn't really understand my instructions.
Which was my fault, because I was trying to relay the instructions and I garbled it.
Either way, the idea is that we have these corners, and it's a well-known YouTube trick to, instead of making a big elaborate set like we kind of have, you just pick a corner and do something to, whether it be like nice lighting or hanging something up or something to utilize that area to make just that spot look nice, and now you have a nice deep looking set without having to put that much effort in. I think probably the best example of getting elaborate with that is probably Good Mythical Morning. They put a lot into decorating that corner. But yeah, so what we're going to do is probably just pick one or the other corners, and when we need like the signs for, or yeah, basically we prefer the aesthetic of the signs. What we hope to do is just have 2 sheets or curtains of them, and we just hang them up, and when we need them out of the way, we bring them back down. But they didn't really understand what I meant by zip tying them together, so they don't really hang like a uniform curtain. They just kind of hang all over the place.
They dangle.
Exactly. So we have to fix that next, but today we're spot painting the holes in the wall, which I was informed that we don't really need to patch anything by Chris, so we're just not going to bother with that.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you look closely...
Well, yeah, if you look
The
close,
wall.
you'll be able to tell, but...
No, I mean, if you look closely right now, the wall has a bunch of imperfections in it that we just painted over, and you can't notice it in the video.
Yeah, so we're not going to give too much of a care to it.
In my defense with my dinosaur backdrop, I could have made it wide enough to cover the whole wall. At the time, we had a whiteboard here, and I just wanted to replace the whiteboard with my backdrop.
Yeah.
Is why it's only, I think, 6 feet wide.
Meh. But-
Someday we'll get a grant, and I'll basically just make the natural news set.
It would be nice to have that kind of money or sponsorship.
In their case, well, they made it behind the scenes, so it sounds like it's basically just the museum that they shoot in happened to have a bunch of shit that they could put on their set.
That makes sense.
We don't.
They just shoot out of the Field Museum, don't they? Yeah, so of course they would. We've got a million things we don't have sitting outside where people can actually see them.
I suppose I could like use the dinosaur bones that are on top of the set to decorate it in some way. I don't know if that would be tacky or not.
I don't know, since we're getting to the point where we can actually have the background space to play, we could just find a way to add to the felt without trying to make it wider or find something to do with it. Because I'd like to have a more concrete aesthetic to specifically that show because
That's why I changed my shirt.
did you get yourself?
I don't think so, but I had paper towels once. They're next door.
But basically, especially for dinosaurs, we want to make the aesthetic more concrete because of things both in and out of our control. Every couple of episodes, it kind of changes. For the half episodes, I'm kind of okay with doing it in the lobby like we have been because it's just a change of pace episode anyway.
Also, we don't have a fireplace and an armchair, so I can be like, hello.
You would.
But
But like the original backdrop got water damage from when they fixed the roof. And then it rained while they were in the middle of fixing the roof, I think. So like that lasted for 3 episodes maybe. And then we went to the felt one, which was
was it only 3 episodes? It must have been.
maybe.
Yeah.
But then we switched to the felt one, which is a much deeper set of similar colors.
It is extremely saturated. The cutouts that I put on it of the dinosaurs, which I need to make a Carnotaurus now that I'm thinking about it, but those stand out a lot nicer.
Yeah. So we just want to start making something that makes it look like we know what the hell we're doing with our background and hopefully do that for, until we're actually bored with it, which will be several years considering how long it takes us to make one episode of dinosaurs.
To be fair, this one, Allosaurus, took an unusually long time in the research phase.
I'd rather it be well researched though, so.
Yeah,
Are we lime yet?
I think we're lime.
Yay.
Oh.
So I'm actually spending the day learning Prelude and getting some new videos lined up to be edited. So I'm going to hand this off to Steve, and whenever he feels like actually filming himself, he'll do it. See ya.
Focus. Focus, maybe? Probably okay. Oh, I didn't need a cup. We got this little... We got a solo cup to pour the paint into, but we got this little tray. That's neat. the part where I hope that when it dries, it actually does match the original color. Whereas currently, I'm not entirely sure if you can tell, but it's just a little bit yellower than the color that's on the wall. I think that will solve itself when it dries. I should take this opportunity, since I have the paint out. Once again, not sure if you can see it, but there's this big old scuff mark on the wall. I think that's from the pinball video, of all things. I should probably cover that. Much better now that it's dry. I mean, you can still kind of see the pock marks, but I think that's good enough. Which means that the next step is adding the dinosaur from episode 19, which is Carnotaurus, to the backdrop, which means I need to go to the laser cutter. Ah. Hooray!